Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Garden Knicks podcast. I'm your host, Apollo Reed. I'm here with my co-hosts, Andre Jalil and Rick DeRula. How y'all doing tonight, fellas?
Rick DeRula was just trying to look cool just now.
I was trying.
You should do the whole thing sideways. That look cool. Like,
that was cool.
That was cool. I like that.
Be like, yeah, I think so. Like, yo, what you looking at?
I mean, it was a little mugshot-ish, but you know.
Oh, damn. All right.
You know. Yeah,
that looked cool though. He was plotting that cat. You saw that? He had that thing playing.
I seen him. I was like, "What's he doing?"
Looked like when his son walked in and he was like, "Get in the bed."
Get in the bed.
They already know.
Yeah, man. We are here talking about this is kind of like last minute. I just threw this together because we didn't really get a chance to talk about it. But so the Knicks
did a great job draft night. Excellent job.
I mean, I knew it wasn't going to be like a crazy draft night where we was going to be super excited about anything.
Well, with the 11th pick, it could go either way.
But even still, after the top three, like it wasn't really anything special. Like I don't think any of the teams are like so thrilled they got number 5 or anything like that.
Well, they got Jaden Ivey at 5, and that's what the Knicks was going crazy trying to get him, from what I understand.
Yeah, which is what I wanted. I mean, I wanted Jaden Ivey personally. That's just me. But we don't always get what we want in Knicks fandom.
That's the truth.
That's just it. But okay, so. Apparently, the Knicks were trying to trade for Jaden Ivey all the way up until after Jaden was actually drafted, I believe. But I'm not sure what fell through or if Detroit really wanted to even be included in that trade or just, get rid of Ivey at all. But it just didn't happen. So, oh well. So what we ended up doing, we can bring this up here and let's just read this together. Well, not in unison, clearly, but I mean,
let's read together. I on 3. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Ain't coming. 3 future. So basically, the Knicks draft day trades. It basically says incoming 3 future conditional first round picks. 2 from OKC via Detroit and Washington, and 1 from Detroit via Milwaukee. And all of these are protected. I'm not sure exactly how much. I think one of them are like top 4 protected, and I think that's Milwaukee's, which I'm fine with that. And I think there's another one that came from Denver that might be like top 10 or lottery protected. And I don't think Denver is going to end up in the lottery. But regardless, outgoing draft rights to Ousmane Dieng, 11th pick in 2022 NBA draft to OKC, 1 future first round pick from OKC to Charlotte via Denver, and 4 future second round picks to Charlotte. And the draft rights to Jalen Brunson, 13th pick to Detroit from Charlotte. So just a lot of ingoing and outgoing picks and things made
for the future.
Put that back up really quick. My bad. Let me see something. Like I wanted to look at those asterisks. Next had acquired a 4th round pick from OKC via Denver, which was sent to Charlotte. Yeah. The 3 draft rights to Jalen Brunson as part of a trade to be announced later. Brunson, who the Knicks acquired the draft rights to Charlotte, will be traded to Detroit.
Right.
Okay.
Just it's a lot. So basically, we traded a pick in Jalen Brunson to how did that? I think it was
we traded our pick
Kemba in our
11th pick.
I forgot exactly how it went. I think it was
Kemba in our 11th pick because we had 11.
We had 11. No, but it wasn't just straight up like that. It was just, I'm trying to see exactly how it
That's what I was saying. That night was the most confusing. I've never been that confused for a draft night. I was like, what happened? Like, what's
yeah,
they had people who was doing, they doing the live draft, and they like, so the guy was like, so we got nothing, because they didn't say that we were getting picks initially. They just said they sent Kemba, and I was like waiting to hear what we were getting back.
Right. So, shout out to Jonathan Macri. I was reading his newsletter earlier, and he kind of broke it down like this. He said basically, if you look at it like Charlotte, if you look at what Charlotte got for Jalen Duren and what Detroit gave up to get him, the Hornets received a lottery protected 2023 Denver first and 4 seconds, and Pistons gave up a top 4 protected 2025 Milwaukee first. So basically I think we basically ended up with 3 first round picks. I don't know if it's in the next year or two, but another statement came out from Leon Rose saying that we have 22 draft picks in the next 7 years, 11 in the first and 11 in the second, which is pretty interesting. You know, that's cool, but my concern is what are we going to do with them? You know what I mean? Like right. I think these are great moves. Like, of course, like you don't have much control over what happens. If you can't make this trade happen, we'll make the best move you can make. And I think they did that. But I'm not sure if I can trust that these guys are going to make the right move with these picks just yet, especially if they're protected. I think you shouldn't even hold on to them. You know what I mean? Because if you're not, then there's no guarantee. Just like the Charlotte pick we got from last year, I think we traded with Atlanta to get Cam Reddish, and that's how we actually got rid of that trade. But I mean that pick. But
yeah, that's how we sent what's his name, Knox over there, right?
Knox over there, yeah, because it was a pick for that Charlotte had in I think next year that was supposed to be good or whatever, and they weren't sure if it was going to be good. It might have been this year. But anyway, we ended up not picking anyone in the first round at all. Long story short. And it seems as though we basically gave up Kemba for 4 second rounders. Which doesn't really
They must have hated that kid.
I mean, you just got him last year and you got to trade 4 second rounders away just to get him out of here. Yeah. Like that. Something happened poorly there, and I guess they're just willing to take that hit on the chin and, you know, keep it moving. But I don't know what this says. I mean, it's clear what this says. They're going after Jalen Brunson. I just think that's.
I keep hearing that they're not set on that, but that's one of the options.
I hope not.
I hope they're not set on that.
I hope not.
I hope they're not set on that. I mean, but. He's not a terrible player. I don't hate Jalen Brunson. It's just, you know, when you make it. All right. As Knicks fans, we have so much PTSD that we automatically don't want the in-between move. We want like the home run. Like we need the home run. When there's little things you got to do along the way to get there. You know what I mean?
Is Jalen Brunson that guy at point guard? Because I don't feel like the home run. I feel like if this team had like the point guard that the staff trusted, is that like the biggest? Does that get us into the second round of the playoffs? Because that's what I feel like how far.
No, and that's what I'm saying. Like it's not the home run, but we still
not even the home run. I mean, like the playoffs.
With Brunson?
Yeah.
I think we can get to the playoffs with Brunson.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like that's what that does, but I don't even think if we got him, that's the home run.
No, and that's kind of what I'm saying. Like we got to do a lot of other things in between now and get into that. Like but those are one of the moves you have to make. Like unfortunately the Knicks.
But I think the question is, does Brunson alone, him added to the team that we have right now, is that second round of the playoffs?
I don't think that'd be it though.
No,
I don't think that would be it. I don't think they would get Brunson and they'd be like, all right, cool, we're gonna go into the season.
No, and they should.
They can't do that. Yeah. And the beauty of it is I've had some time to relax because I was pissed out. I was pissed off.
I was pissed out.
I was pissed off. I pissed out the window. Nah, but I was really mad.
Like, yo, what the?
Yo, it's the funniest smelling rain I ever.
Yo, the Golden Shadows. No, the Knicks ain't pick nobody. Shut up.
Listen, man, I was pissed off, but I definitely it took me some time to really not. Like I said, these moves weren't terrible. It's just what do you do with them? I do think that they've made a good amount of cap space. They've cleared some cap space with the moves that they made. They also got a bunch of picks. Now, when it comes to the picks, they do have 3 first-round picks. Like I said, we have 22 in the next 7, 11 in the first, 11 in the second round.
Don't we got 7 in the next?
No, we have 11 first and 11 second round picks in the next 7 years.
7 years. Yeah.
So, the report before the night before the draft came out about the Spurs saying that they were putting Deonte Murray on the market, and the asking price was 3 firsts, which we just happen to have.
I would love that.
I would personally. I know we
that.
talk about scoring guards. I would rather have a Deonte Murray instead of a Jalen Brunson, and that's just me personally.
That was probably the most attractive rumor that was out there, next to Donovan Mitchell.
Right. Yeah. Which, and if we can make a trade for him and maybe give up one of our guys and not have to necessarily gut our team just to get Deonte Murray, I think that's a win, bro.
Yeah.
You have someone who's clearly been coached the right way, by someone. He just won. Didn't he win Most Improved Player this year? I believe. I think Deonte Murray won Most Improved Player. Let me double check that, but I believe he won Most Improved Player this year. Let me see. Most 2022. I think it is. Actually, no, my bad. He was in the running. Ja Morant won.
Ja Morant? Wow.
Yeah, Most Improved Player this year, which he should have.
I was gonna say, like, he got.
I'm not even mad at that. I'm not even mad about that. But I think there was. Nice. I think it was. Yeah, it was Ja Morant, Deonte Murray, and Jordan Poole. I think were like the biggest, the main names in that running. But anyway, the guy's good. Deonte Murray. If we can just look at his stats real quick, you can see he's a pretty well-rounded player. And that's the thing that I've always liked about Deonte Murray. He's not just a scorer. He's gonna play defense. He's gonna he's gonna lead his team. He's gonna do the right thing.
Yeah, he's 25. He's young. That's what we need.
And that's exactly what you need in that case. He's averaging 21.1 points per game.
But why would San Antonio let him go though? I don't get that. I don't even know why he's even on that. Why they even talking about trading him?
I mean, he's been in the league. He's 25, so that means he's been there since he was drafted, probably
5-6 years or something like that.
Yeah. So if you're usually when you're on a team for that long and you guys don't go anywhere, it's not like they don't want you anymore, but they kind of feel like, all right, well, if we haven't figured it out, let's just get what we can for whoever is here now, and let's just keep building. San Antonio has been trying to figure it out ever since Kawhi left. And it's been hard. It's not as easy when you don't have a Tim Duncan on your team. So, but yeah, he's like I said, he averages 21.1 points per game, 8.3 rebounds, and 9.2 assists.
Yeah, can you imagine we have a point guard that averages 20 points a game
and
9.5 rebounds,
8.3 rebounds, and 9.2 assists.
That's outrageous. That changes.
This is what I'm saying. Why are we talking about Jalen Brunson? I don't know. Not that I don't like Jalen.
Well, Jalen Brunson was off the bench behind Luka.
Jalen Brunson is the son of Rick Brunson, and he is he's a CAA relationship. Like, I don't care about that. Get the good players here. You know what I mean? Like, I hate when they try to go too far and like, oh, let's get the son of this guy and this of that guy. Like,
well, what I'm saying is not so much that he's not as good or whatever. He can't achieve some good numbers, but he was coming off the bench behind Luka. He's not a starter. If he comes to us, he's a starter. He might get 20 points a game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
7 assists. He might. What I don't like about Brunson is that he's not tall enough to stop bigger point guards and shooters in the league. Like,
yes,
that's my only thing. It's just like, I know Tibbs, he might be another Kemba. He come in here and he's letting people score.
Exactly.
And they out. He needs a big defender. And DeJounte Murray's taller.
And he
could dunk. And for me, that's a big deal.
He lacks what he does gain, what you do get in the defense and the length and the height. You do lose in shooting a little bit. compared to Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, but we don't need DeJounte. Doesn't look like he needs to. He can shoot, but not like he a lights out shooter.
I mean, he's not.
I don't think you need to be but if he's averaging 20 points, however the fuck you get 20 points, I'm with it.
Yeah. I mean, if you can average 20 points, I'm fine with how you can hit an open three, as long as you can hit an open
like
one,
something like I'm not mad if this dude is averaging 20. We ain't had a point guard that averaged no 20 points in I don't know how long.
And then he's still averaging 9 assists. Come on, like you know what I mean, and that's kind of the thing there. So anyway, who else are we talking about? Jalen Brunson. Let's look at his stats real quick. And I'm sure a lot of Knicks fans already know.
I just hope I don't want him.
Jalen Brunson.
I don't want him. I'm not saying that he's a bad player. I'm not saying anything. I just don't feel like he's a good fit for the team.
For this draft, I don't want him. Not for this draft. Like if they just said they signed him, okay, but not like we got rid of this and we got rid of that and then we giving up picks for him. It's like, come on.
And it's no slight on him. Like I don't want people to think that I'm thinking he's a bad player. I just don't think it'll just be more the same.
And he averages, so you look at it, he's averaging 16.3 points, 3.9 rebounds, and 4.
Off the bench. This is what I'm saying. He's not bad off the bench. It's just his size.
6'1", 25 years old. He's not growing. He's not going to get that much better. The same thing for Deonte Murray. He's 25. Same thing.
How tall is Deonte Murray?
I think he's 6'6", 6'7".
That's what I'm talking about. That's Dinwiddie type point guard. That's what I'm saying. Hey, forget about Brunson. Give me Dinwiddie. I'd be like, yo, never mind. Dinwiddie, what you got? Like, you know what I mean? Like if he
my bad. My bad. He's 6'4". I hyped that. He's 6'4".
Still, but 6'4", still, 3 inches taller.
Yeah, I mean, and like you said, probably a better defender as well.
Punch said it's Brunson's team now.
It is. I mean, unfortunately, this is where we are. This is really where we are.
He changed his photo. Who is that?
Oh, that's the owner. He got Dolan.
Salute to the chat, man. A surprise show. We didn't really let you guys know much ahead of time.
Jose.
I'll get something going. We got my boy Raul in here. He said the Knicks select a bottle of Fabuloso. The Knicks select. So
imagine they did a bottle of Fabuloso.
Put the hat on it and everything.
Put the hat on it. Yeah, I swear that'd be the most disrespectful thing I could ever say.
Vado said he's gonna clean things up in New York.
Right. Jose, shout out to you, man. How you doing? How you been, man? How you been? Pudge says Dre, what's going on? Yeah, man. Good to see you. Good to see you too, bro. I mean, let's do it. So, okay. Brunson, it looks like he's a shoo-in. Now the issue is he's a restricted free agent, and
so we could come up with an offer,
and they can match it. Which is why I'm like, there's no way that this is all for Brunson, because we can just still not get him. He's not a free agent, He's a free agent, but he's
restricted. That's like
he's not an unrestricted free agent. And I think Mark Cuban has already said that he's going to pay him, and and we don't know what the negotiations are at this point.
That makes sense. That's not, like why would Dallas get rid of him? Like unless he don't want to be there. Like I don't understand why we're going after these guys who look like they happy.
Because it's part of the team now. Like it's a lot of talk. I don't think anything will happen. I don't want him. I hope nothing happens with him. I think they want to keep him anyway.
Yeah, and then on top of that, there was word that he already told some people in the organization or some teammates that he was coming back. So I'm like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? So.
But that's what I'm saying. Like you said, the whole thing for Dejounte Murray, if that's how you say it, right?
DeJounte,
if that's the case, that makes more sense because now you got this kid. We got the 3 picks,
right?
That's what you're looking for. I feel like I don't know if they want 3 picks and 3 other, but we got like a logjam at the guard position. I mean, if we clean that up and then we get some tight, we got a shooting guard, we got a small forward. And now we got a team and we know who's who and not all these guards floating around and you putting people here. They also said one of the packages is Zion, which I do not like either. I don't like the idea.
What you mean?
A lot of that talk died down too.
What the Zion? Well, I mean, it has to die down because he's not an unrestricted free agent.
He hasn't played. The dude looks incredible. Like they showed him in the playoffs. You know when they were in the playoffs. The Pelicans were still there, and they had him dunking before the game.
I'm sorry.
And they were like, "Yo, look at this dude. He ain't playing. Look at how he just flying. He just popping up."
I'm sorry.
You know what I mean? He's incredible, but he hasn't played like any games.
You make a move for him before anyone else gets a chance to see how good he could be. I'm sorry. This time for us to make.
Well, I mean, then we definitely got to get rid of. We definitely got to hit with Julius Randle, which I'm fine with.
Which I'm hearing that they're still trying to do. They're still trying to, and they've been open with him, and he's been open with them as well. I think there's a mutual agreement.
What your sources have been telling you about Zion? Stop acting like that. I know you got.
My sources haven't told me anything about Zion. Oh, I just believe that Zion isn't in as bad a shape as
everybody makes out there.
Yeah, I think he just really does not want to play there. Honestly.
And so what we getting? If we go to, I think we getting rid of like 4 players and 3 picks for Zion. You think it's worth it?
I think anybody outside of RJ Barrett
could go.
It's tradable. And I mean, and that's not to say that I don't like any of these guys. I'm just saying when you're looking at what are these guys gonna want? All these other teams. We have the draft picks. We got, we can offer them that.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna want at least 1 or 2 of our good guys. They're going to ask for RJ. We're going to say no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm hearing that sometimes there's a Quickly that's holding up a trade, or sometimes there's a Obi that's holding up a trade. Now we don't know what else is included in those trades, which is why they're probably declining it once you try to add those guys in there. But I don't know for sure that I don't know for sure that these guys, any of these guys outside of RJ, are going to be guarantees. Any guarantees? I don't have any guarantees about. Now Quickly outside of RJ is the only person I can say has the most amount of star potential, and there's not even a guarantee there. So we fall in love with these guys so easily, but
I'm not in love with any of them. But at the same time, like I want other teams to be in love with them so that they can take them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. But like I don't want to lose Obi. I don't want to lose Quickly and Obi. I feel like they
lose them. They're not winning you a championship. We need to build a team, man.
I hear you.
And the thing is, like, I like them. And like when we're watching the game, you'd be like, all right, I can see stuff in them. But like if they're not winning you a championship, like let them go.
So look,
it's tough.
So Punch said 23 million for Randall. Brunson wants 25, right? So let's say that's the swap. That's the main swap. So now we gotta get power forward, unless you're saying now Obi moves up to power forward and we got Brunson starting. What does that do for Quickly and his squad off the bench? So like we got to fill some positions. It would be interesting if that were the case, because I guess Dallas could use Julius Randle. I guess
See, and this is something else that I heard, that they might trade Randle and swap Brunson. So we're going to our cap. So what I heard that they would try to do is basically force Dallas's hand and say, all right, well, we're not going to just let you sign there outright. We'll do a sign and trade. This way we get something back for you. And that's the only way we'd be able to include Julius in that trade. But I also feel like the moment you add Julius into that trade, they'll probably say, never mind. Because he's getting paid more than Brunson. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how much they would be enamored with Julius being in on that trade just to get something back for Brunson. You know what I mean? So I don't know. If that would work, cool, great. You know what I mean? Take him. Like I'd be happy with that. In that case,
that team, though.
He doesn't. But that's what I'm saying. He doesn't fit. I don't know any NBA team that's like, you know what, that Julius Randle kid. I see it. I don't see any team saying that.
I could see him going to the Spurs.
Pop would not deal with that kid.
I was thinking, I think Pop would turn him around.
He would, he would.
Pop could turn him around, but Julius.
And I think Randle would actually be open to him, because like I don't feel like he respects.
That's my problem.
Our coach right now.
That's my problem, though. I don't think he would respect anybody. I mean, if there's one coach I think you would respect, it should be Pop,
right?
Especially because he's a Texas kid. He grew up in Texas, so I'm sure his entire life watching basketball. He's knew who Greg Popovich is. So I would assume.
So if you're saying Julius goes to San Antonio, that means we're getting Dejounte Murray, right?
No. We weren't talking about San Antonio.
Oh, you're talking about just Dallas. No, but he mentioned it. Didn't you say that, cousin? You said like if he.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, because if
how would we get him there?
I don't know. I was just saying, like, as far as teams, because you were saying like you don't see any team that would, but I would say like Brandon would be. That's the only team I could see.
He would look good with the Spurs,
right?
I always feel like the Spurs is a good power forward team. Like they build around like the power forwards. It always seems like the power forwards is a like the excellent position under Popovich for that team. But if that was the case, and we had Dejounte Murray and we had Obi at the 4, like that would be pretty exciting. I just want them to get rid of Nerlens Noel. Like, please ship his contract out.
Oh no, he's gone. I mean, I think they have to. I think from what I heard, they have to get rid of his and Burks' contract, which is both around the same $10 million each.
Yeah, they were saying him and Burks got to go. I'm with it.
This is why I want you to get rid of Burks. I'm playing 2K earlier, and I'm doing trades for my Knicks, and I do trades or whatever. We make moves. It's the off season. The off season comes back around, and we're looking for point guards in free agency. And I'm scrolling through the point guards, and Alec Burks' name pops up. This when you Tibbs has ruined video games now. Like Alec Burks is considered a point guard. Like, come on, bro. What are we doing? Like, come on. You really messed me up here. So there's a lot of moves that we have to make. I think that there's a lot. What is today? The 26th. We'll see within the next week what's really going on, because trades are going to ramp up. They're talking about even Brooklyn. Oh my God, what the hell's going over there? What's going on?
They talking about, bro. I can't wait to see what happens, because you know what? I got a suspicion that Ben is going to be there by himself.
I think so too.
Wow.
I think he's going to be the star player, the lone star, the lone ranger over there with the Nets. I hope Kyrie goes to the Lakers.
See, but this is the thing. If they could actually build around a Ben Simmons the right way, if they keep KD and Ben Simmons, that's still a dangerous squad. Which is why I was talking to my guys the other day. I said, if I'm KD, I don't care what Kyrie does.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, bounce. You don't fucked up this whole, like, what you doing? Talking about you ain't
right.
Yo,
that's his partner,
but so what? I put the team on my back. Off of an Achilles tear. I put the team on my back without you playing this entire year, and we still, without you playing, got to the playoffs.
Right, and then you ain't have Ben Simmons playing.
Yeah,
you get Ben Simmons a whole season with that squad,
and Ben Simmons is probably going to be. He's clearly a better defender. But I'm just excited that their plans are getting wrecked. That's it.
Me too.
Know what I'm saying? I love to see it, especially when you got KD talking about the Knicks ain't cool no more, and it's like, Doug, what are you doing? Like, now look at you.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, that was another one they said that the Knicks might get. I was like, I think KD.
Kyrie?
No, KD.
We're not getting either.
Well, they said Kyrie. Huh?
He's not coming here. He don't want to be
here.
I
don't think he's coming, but this was like one of the options they said the Knicks could get, because they said he's waiting to see. They said he hasn't talked to the Knicks for weeks, to the Nets for weeks. He's waiting to see the whole Kyrie. Then you hear that he said no matter what Kyrie does, he's staying. So everything is up in the air. It seemed like with the Nets.
I don't believe anything.
I think if he cares anything about his legacy, he stays right there.
He should stay right there.
Yeah, he should.
That's my personal opinion.
If he does the whole Portland thing, that's still going to be a lot of fun for him. But then Ben Simmons be by himself. Kyrie probably be in LA. They should send his ass back to Cleveland.
But KD want to leave, so I don't think he cares what anybody thinks. So if he goes to Portland, like, I don't think he cares. I really don't. But I feel like he has the Nets. He has them. Like,
he got a chance if he stays in the East. If he goes to the West with any other team, he's gonna have a hard time.
Bro, this is what I'm saying. You're gonna go to Portland, and now you're gonna be playing with with Nurkic and Dame, right? And Jeremy Grant, right? It's not a bad squad. But let's be real. Who's their bench? Who are their role players? Who's their vets? who know what to do, like who know how to win. They got a bunch of young guys there, as far as I'm concerned, who don't know what to do in the league. Actually, for the second half of the season, I think Portland was the worst team in the NBA record wise because they lost that many games.
Portland that was nice though. There was somebody that was over there doing things.
CJ McCollum, and he got traded to.
No. I'm talking about a young guy.
Anthony Simons.
Yes. Simons. I think his name is something like that.
Yeah, Simons. Yeah, Anthony Simons. The kid. It's Simons. Yeah, I thought it was Simmons, but it's one.
Oh yeah. He's nice.
Oh, Simon says so. Problem.
What exactly did he say, Dre? Tell me.
The nigga always says something.
Anyway, we went off on a Nets rant real quick, but like I said, we'll see. I love that they dealing with what they dealing with, man. Yeah, I just love to see it because you go to, especially for trolling the Knicks the entire year. You knew everything.
And they lost the first round, right?
They got swept in the first round.
Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah.
So,
Boston took them out.
Boston got them out of there. So, it is what it is, man.
I loved every minute of it.
I loved watching it. And KD also has to show me that he can be a bit of a leader. You know what I'm saying? Like KD doesn't show me leadership. You know what I'm saying? Which is what bothers me with this whole, if Kyrie leaves, then I might jump over here and go over there type of move, because it's like, bro, just sit down and be patient. You know what I mean? Let the team be built around you and Ben Simmons. Like, it's not like you don't have another star there. But whatever, I'll let them deal with what they got going on. So anyway, to move on, we also we stayed in the draft in the second round, and we drafted a guy named Trevor Keels from Duke. We got a profile.
So RJ Barrett was all excited, posted like the brotherhood.
They got the RJ Barrett. Kid's not gonna
Hey,
play.
if the Knicks get rid of everybody, Kill might actually have like a little spot to play some basketball.
He's not gonna play. I mean, I really wish he could play, but he's not. He's not gonna play.
Well, that's because, I watched these dudes what was that? Bleacher Report had these dudes, they were doing the draft live. And he was like, why? He said, why bother drafting rookies anyway? He's like, Tibbs don't play the rookies anyway.
Exactly.
You can't say it any better than that. He's not gonna play. We had trouble getting IQ and Obi on the floor. You know what I'm saying? And Grimes.
Yeah.
We still trying to get Jericho Sims and what's my guy? Deuce McBride on the floor. You know what I mean? Cam Reddish. We had a problem getting Cam Reddish on the floor.
Because we had too many dudes. That's what I'm saying. Like, if we ship a bunch of dudes out, we actually got like, all right, this is our starting point guard. This is our starting shooting guard. This is our small forward. Like, we actually have there's too many people in there playing the same position.
Yeah, and then that's the thing that's bothersome, because it's like, I don't know what is the direction? That's kind of the other part of it. We've been worrying about all of the positions that these guys play and what they're going to be doing and who's going to be playing how many minutes. But I mean, Tibbs has really shown that he doesn't really care about starting completely over and having a team full of young guys. But also, there's the team that played, like, if we're talking about a 9-10 man rotation, the teams that play 7-8 young guys don't really go anywhere ever. Like, I don't know any team full of young guys that's winning. You just don't see it. Those are usually the teams that are losing. So I don't want to put myself in a position where we're like, oh, get these young guys and we're drafting. Like, a lot of guys are so good, that we could have picked at 11. There's a lot of guys that we could have picked at 11, but they need time to develop. You know what I mean? A lot of these guys are unfinished products, and if we drafted them, we're gonna end up having them sit on the bench and they can't develop. Like, what's the point of that? The Frank Ntilikina of the world and all of these other guys that if you play them 15, 20, 30 minutes a game, the difference is, night and day from when they're sitting on the bench and then oh, you want to throw him in there for 5 minutes real quick and see something, and we're sitting there like, oh, well, we're gonna see an improvement in development. It's not gonna happen. So, but anyway, prospect overview from him. He's basically Trevor Kills. He's considered a strong guard who hit the ground running as a secondary ball handler for the Blue Devils, and showed his talent in spurts throughout their run to the Final Four. He's basically a strong frame guard who was an X factor for the team. He averaged 11.5 points, 3.4 rebounds, 2.7 assists over 30 minutes. He earned a spot as an 18-year-old, which is clearly means he was a freshman. He earned a spot on the ACC All-Rookie team. So he's a baller. The guy can play. He's measured to be about 6'4", 6'5", with about a 6'7" wingspan. So he's got a lot of tools to be good. He can shoot. He wasn't a very consistent shooter this year, and that was a lot of concern. And also his defense wasn't amazing, but he was physical. He's a physical defender. He can shoot a little bit. I think coming into college, he had a very, very good shooting resume. So when he shot about, I think 31.5% this year, it was people were kind of like, I don't think he's going to be that bad of a shooter. So he'll probably average out around 35% in the league if he's that good of a shooter. He can be a secondary ball handler. He can get downhill to the basket. There's just a lot of things he can do that's good, but at the end of the day, like, if he doesn't get the playing time, like, how valuable is it? I don't really want to sit here and have somebody here who's not going to play. But how do you guys feel about
somebody's not going to play?
Somebody, I mean, of course, he's talking about Tibbs' office. And Tibbs' offense is somebody's not going to play.
Yeah, somebody's not going to play. I mean, we still got Taj on the books. I think this team needs to get younger. Jose said, like,
Taj is going to be. I think he's going to be released.
You got to get younger. Like, what we doing? I love Taj. I really do. But this team's got to get younger. Like, where we going?
This guy reminds me a lot of Kyle Lowry.
If we use him at the position they say, if they use him at point guard or shooting guard, yeah.
I mean, if you look at him, I mean, the career that Kyle Lowry had, I mean, he ended up an NBA champion and is, of course, one of the best guards in the league at some point. But he had a long road. I remember he was on people don't notice, he was on the Rockets with Tracy McGrady, I think in his rookie year, or around that time, early in his career. So he was he's been in the league for a long time. Sometimes that's what it takes before you can become that guy. Like, you got to really put the work in, but it comes with being an underdog and still being able to put the work in. And, this guy looks like he has that kind of mentality. He's a good secondary ball handler. Like I said, he can shoot off the dribble. He has good court vision. He's a smart basketball player. I just don't think he's going to get the time to do anything here. I mean, he's going to get probably a 2-way contract. And we probably we'll see him maybe once in a while, just come off the bench. But I don't think he's going to get a lot of time. As much as I think he can be a good player and bring you something, he can get to he's a strong guard. I think he measured in as the heaviest point guard in the draft, or guard in the draft at his position.
I was gonna say he's a big dude. That dude, he can be strong.
So, yeah. I think he was tied for the third lowest vertical. So he's not like, these athletic fast guards. He's
third lowest vertical, bro. How you get that?
He's a little Marcus Smarty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And those guys, in Kyle Lowry, Marcus Smart, the same mold of player, and it's usually, this is what gets them. Yeah, it's
intelligence.
Usually, this is usually what gets them where they need to go. And I think it'll bode well for him for a while. I think at some point he'll be good and he'll get a consistent spot in the league. But with this roster, and we can't even figure out our starting point guard rotation. First of all, what they don't want at all is for him to come in and start giving it to guys like quickly in practice, and then Tibbs starts to want to give him minutes over quickly. And if that happens, it's really going to throw things out of order. And
But see, this guy, he looks like he needs somebody to pass it to. Like you see a couple of, jump shots there, but like it's not the same game.
But he knows how to make good pocket passes.
Yeah. He definitely has court vision as far as passing, but you're not expecting him to be a scorer like that. I mean, he needs somebody to pass it to.
He's a team guy. He's a team guy. He's a team player.
Which is cool. That'll work with Obi. That'll work with Mitch.
That'll piss Dre off right there.
That's about it.
The fast break layups will piss Dre off. I'm telling you right now.
Saying, like, to dunk that, bro.
Dunk that, bro.
Ain't no reason to be laying it up. Somebody chasing you down and they got the chance because you ain't dunk it. Come on, man.
Listen, so let's check the chat out. Jose says IQ is not a leaper either, but IQ is close to an elite shooter.
He protects the ball though. IQ.
Yeah. But he can also jump higher than this guy. He jumps higher than this guy. That's just he's not as heavy as this guy. IQ is a little slim.
He don't jump though. He don't jump like that. IQ?
He's a jump. I mean, you see him get rebounds. Like there's games where he's gotten a triple double before. Like this guy, IQ is the kind of guy he'll sneak 7 rebounds.
Yeah, I feel like he positions himself well. That's why sometimes when he don't get rebounds or like he don't follow his shot, it be pissing me off because like where it's gonna go. Yeah, it's your shot.
Yeah. I'm reading a lot of these. RBL says Knicks trading Barrett for Pat Beverly. First of all, I would throw every Knicks hat I have.
Who would do that?
I don't know.
I wouldn't be a Knicks fan anymore if that happened.
I would throw every Knicks hat I have in the garbage. Every single one.
I don't know if I could put it in the garbage, but I definitely wouldn't. I'd be done with the show.
Right, I'd throw it in the garbage. And if I was thinking about taking them, if I was ever thinking about taking them out of the garbage, I'd be like, yo, babe, throw that lasagna, the leftover lasagna
on top of it.
Right on top.
Well, you saw Stephen A. Smith said, "I'm not going to the garden this year."
Wow.
But I feel like
we don't need him. We don't need him. He brings all the wrong energy.
He's emotional.
He makes people feel like that's what all Knicks fans feel like, and that really bothers the hell out of me. Because first of all, it's not even that deep. Half the time he be talking.
Right, like chill, bro. Like you don't even see what we got yet. Like it ain't over. Like that was just a draft.
He's a clown.
Chip don't play no rookies.
That's it, and that's it. That's the other thing. Shout out to my man, still Knicks fans. What's going on? How you doing, family? What's good, Knicks family? Salute to the chat. Salute to my guys, Andre, Rick, and Apollo. What's going on, bro? What's going on? Pudge says he's a tough kid. Of course, he's talking about this guy here.
Kill.
Trevor Kill. He's not gonna play, man. I wish we had. I mean, but at the same time, knowing what we know now, I'm glad that he's not gonna play. Because
when's free agency start? Friday?
I believe it's the 1st. I believe so. I've never seen IQ dunk. I've seen IQ dunk. Am I wrong? I've seen IQ dunk. But I mean, he's not like in. Yeah, I've seen IQ dunk. Hold on. We gotta
see if there's a compilation of his dunks, and there's gotta be like 3.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably only 3 of them. Let's see. Quickly.
Emmanuel. I gotta check it out.
Let me see.
I think he's done it every now and again.
Yeah, I mean, he's quickly dunks on Jared Allen. Let's see this. I would like to see that. Like what?
Look, Emmanuel quickly dunks on Jared Allen.
Yeah, that's exactly the same one I was just looking at. Hold on. Okay. All right, I'm about to bring it.
It wasn't not spectacular, but he
dunked it.
Yeah.
It was a dunk. Okay, let's see what we get. See what we got here. Come on. Get out of there.
He got a couple triple doubles too. What's this? Come on, hurry up with that.
Sometimes I'm doing this. I hate this. There we go. This is the same one.
Yeah.
Okay. That wasn't on him.
It wasn't on him.
It kind of was.
No,
he went for it.
He was behind him.
He
was behind him.
That wasn't a poster. It wasn't a poster. It wasn't a poster. They
hyped that one up. All right, so
but I mean,
but it showed he dunked.
Yeah, he dunked it. He can dunk.
Wide open, but he did it.
So, like I said, if this guy's gonna be in here taking fast break layups, Dre is not gonna be happy. So we don't want that in here. So
if I'm the coach, I'm like, yo, if you could lift off, if you can't dunk, you can't dunk. But if you could dunk and you're not dunking, I'm looking at you like, yo, what you doing?
Like Julius Randle. I know that really bothers you.
Oh my God. You laying it up for Julius Randle when we have Reggie Bullock going a fast break, laying it up. Like, what are you doing? He was blocking you from behind.
If you have to Google his dunks, he doesn't dunk.
Yeah, and that was like the only one. That was like the one dunk that
I can find. You're right about that, Jose. Man, I mean, he does have a lot of layup attempts. I think it's just easy. I think it's easier on your body. You look at Derrick Rose, like he can still get to the basket whenever he wants. He just lays it up every time. You know Derrick Rose could get up there. You know for a fact. But Derrick also knows if he dunks it in game, that'll be like the longest ice session that he's ever had that night. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna have to ice all night long, which you know, I mean, given his injury history, you wouldn't be surprised. But anyway, you know, that's the gist of it. Really, I want to see. You know what? Let's do this real quick.
Do what?
Let's look at the free agents this year. Let's look at the free agents this year.
See what the front office could be doing.
So,
TJ Warrens? Oh, we gotta get him.
You gotta be kidding me. Gotta be kidding me.
So James Harden. Ugh.
Yeah.
If they spot Russell Westbrook and Kyrie Irving, that would be interesting. That still doesn't make sense in New York in the Nets though.
No, they would. There's no way they would be able to sign them both. Because first of all, Westbrook has to be traded. Yeah, they would have to be traded. And actually, I saw a trade rumor that the Lakers offered Westbrook, Kendrick Nunn, and I think multiple firsts for Kyrie. I don't know exactly, but basically it was centered around Westbrook, Nunn, Kyrie, and I think one other guy, Cam Thomas, getting swapped. And everybody's like, oh, getting LeBron back with Kyrie and Russ back with KD. I don't think it'll work in any one of those situations for either team. I just don't think it'll work. I can just imagine KD looking stressed again playing with Westbrook, because when they were playing together, like sometimes you could just see the body language on KD, and it was sad to see. But anyway, Bradley Beal, he's staying. I don't want any part of James Harden. I don't think anybody does. Gary Harris, I'm good. He's getting $21 million. Wow. Bro, he doesn't play.
Congrats, yeah.
Yo, James Harden is the biggest bust. He is the illest regular season player, but in the playoffs, he is the worst.
He got MVP, and then it was just like, yeah, I'm good. The league seeing what they need to see. Zach LaVine, he's going back from what I hear. Ricky Rubio.
Andre Iguodala still getting $15 million?
I thought he was retiring.
I mean, I think he should, and just be assistant over there in Golden State. I think that'll bode well for them. DeAndre Ayton is there. I don't know.
They were talking about they said the Pistons want him, but after we sent him that pick, they were like, we sent them that pick. They were like, nah, I think we're good.
I think we're good with this. I think we'll stay with Jalen Brunson. And it's smart. I mean, they didn't have any option there, and that's kind of what we heard during draft night, is that they wanted a way to figure out how they could get Jaden Ivey and Jalen Duren both together, and they figured out a way to do it. Of course, we helped them get one of the players that they want, and they couldn't help us get one of the players we wanted. But that's just regular Knicks shit. But Joe Ingles, I'm good. A lot of these guys I'm good. Like this free agency class sucks.
Yeah, it's terrible. Like you got to get somebody. Like you got to do a trade because it's terrible.
Marvin Bagley is a restricted free agent. I'm not sure if they're going to resign him, but I think they should. Mo Bamba, he's a restricted free agent. I don't think he's going to get resigned. I think he wants to come to New York, is what I'm hearing. I'll take him
because he's from New York.
A couple of rumors
like that. He's from Harlem. But we also have Jericho Sims, so I'm good.
Randall might like playing with him though.
Where? In New York?
Bamba? Yeah.
Why would he like playing with Mo in New York?
Because he won't be in his way.
But then what do we do with Jericho? Because I think we have to. I think he can
Jericho won't play the same time Randall's playing. He's second crew.
Well, I mean, Mo Bamba wouldn't be playing. He'd be second crew too. Because I mean, we're still keeping Mitch. Mitch is still going to be here. That's another thing. We're going to re-sign Mitch. So Mo would be the backup, basically, and taking Nerlens Noel's spot. Which I'm okay with.
If we get the illest team and they be like, yo, Worldwide West knew what he was doing.
Nah, I believe it when I see it. From what I know, from what I believe, from what I see, these guys are just
Anybody on there you like?
Huh?
Anybody on there you like?
They got Kevin Knox.
Bro, I'm really trying to see. I don't really see.
They got Bobby Portis.
Miles Bridges.
I heard. He's restricted. I wouldn't mind having him on the squad.
He's restricted. He's not coming. He's restricted. He's not going anywhere.
But they said something about that today. It was like the team and him or something. And I was just like, why are these teams? Why would you not be happy with that dude?
And then he just got a new coach. Run it back.
Sound like a whole lot of hogwash. Yeah.
Right.
Did you hear about the whole
Carmelo Anthony?
Did you hear about that? They said he getting 2.6.
I'll take.
They were saying something along the lines that the Knicks are looking to sign him. I think like as like a feel good like trade.
Yeah, like on some farewell tour kind of thing. I think
we're not in a position for that though.
I'm fine with it as long as he's not starting.
Yeah,
like
I love Carmelo not starting.
You can come
same
off
way they're using him right now.
Yeah, like but that's my thing is if we still have Julius Randle here and we still have Obi, what do we do with Melo? So it just doesn't make any sense. And I don't want knowing Tibbs would play Carmelo over Obi.
He would.
He definitely would. I don't, bro.
He would just take what's his name spot?
Who?
He would take what's our guy? We would just talk about the center. We got Taj. Take Taj's spot.
No, Taj is gonna be waived anyway.
I mean, just in terms of on that roster.
Oh, in terms of yeah. I mean, I don't know though. Like it would be cool. I do know Melo still can drop buckets. So just seeing him sit on someone's bench, I don't think he'll be able to do.
Got Anthony Simons.
He's not going anywhere.
Victor Oladipo.
Victor Oladipo is another name that you can look at. He's unrestricted, 2.3 million. I'll pay him 2.3 million to come.
Yeah,
I'll do that.
I'd be like, yo, you want to play point guard? All right, come on.
Yo, I'd give him a hefty $5 million contract on a 1+1 deal. 1 year and a team
option.
Deal. Yeah, team option at $5 million each. Like, what are you losing there, Vic? Because at this point, his value is I think his current contract is at 2.3 million. Is that what that's saying?
Why they have Wesley Matthews is nothing under the bird or non-bird? They got nothing there. That's just he getting under 2 million.
Because I think he was traded, so I don't know something about the bird rights. It's different. It's different. I don't know. Like, what are we doing on this list? There's no one here available that I'm interested in. You got Gary Payton II. I like him, but like we're talking about role players here.
He's all defense.
He's all defense.
I seen him miss several layups in the playoffs.
And then Andre Iguodala brings him to the side and he like basically curses him out. But I mean, listen, He's a champion now, so. But oh my God, this guy
can't tell him not after he got a ring.
The Knicks are trading for Cameron Giles from Dipset. Please no.
Yeah, if we going after a rap, we might as well get Drake. He just won his own championship. Y'all saw that? He has his own league. Drake. He has his own league, and he won his championship. Yeah, I'm listening that to y'all. I was just like, what's going on, man? This is what happens when you got money.
Let me see. All right, so now that we can I can actually look at the chat again. I guess I missed a lot in the chat while I was looking up some things.
Yeah, Joe Long over there.
Joe Long. Might as well have Donald Trump as GM. Please no. Please no. Obia Randall need to help Rose down from the dunk so he won't get hurt. Oh, Derrick Rose. That's what you're talking about. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Still Knicks fan says, are we gonna do open tonight again? I don't see why not. I don't see why that's a bad trend. A nice little thing we could do every year. I know Sim will probably have his watch party. But regardless, I think we're gonna be there. You know, I think it's something that we should do every year. Let's see. Westbrook is just too fast. He'll be a better player when he's older. Really? Does that work?
What?
I don't know.
He'll be better when he's older? I mean, like, he's getting older now and he doesn't look too good.
He looked like he's losing it. I mean, I think he's saying that if he slowed down, he'd be a better player if he slowed down.
Yeah, he's moving too fast.
Yeah, he's always a fast forward. That was always the thing with Westbrook.
Yeah,
like, you don't know how to chill.
Westbrook is the only player the game has never slowed down for. It's kind of weird. Joe Long says Knicks will trade for Ellen DeGeneres. Then he said, "Come on, that was funny."
Actually, Joe.
Joe also says that good things happen when Sims is on the court. I mean, Sims knows how to set a pick. That's a welcome sight for me. All there, you know, because Mitch clearly is taking 4 years.
He always slipping on his pick. Yeah, he's. Sheesh.
But Joe, Jose with a good point here. Bad free agents means good players are being kept. Which is why we're opening ourselves to have making ourselves to be a very attractive trade partner. So we'll see what happens with that. Jose says, I'm hoping Tibbs stops letting Randall go one-on-one unless there are no other options. From what I have heard so far, there has been I can't say an agreement, but an understanding that things will be ran differently next year, and Randall won't be the
point forward.
Yeah,
because that's ridiculous. Like, I felt like we'd have did a lot better if he'd have let Kemba just run the offense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what does that mean for his attitude, though? If it's not going to be all about him,
ship him out. Like, he's one guy that could go.
If he's okay with what his role will be, I can deal with him until the trade deadline. But if it's gonna be more of the same of last year, then it's like, all right, let's get out of here. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make any sense to keep him here if it's gonna be more of the same. Like, you had a whole season to figure out off season to figure out what pissed you off. So it's about that time to go. Melo can come in when we play zone. I mean, Tibbs is gonna make us play zone. He's gonna play some zone. I mean, I would like to see that, because remember when he re-signed here, he was supposed to go to the Bulls with D Rose and them at that point, and Tibbs was still coaching there. So, you know, everybody was like, I wonder if he would have played any defense or whatever. But anyway, let's see what else we got. Learn from a guy that watched Willis and Walt and Dave and Bill and Earl. Oh, I see what's going on here. Oh, I see. You guys come on air and then only talk with yourselves. No, listen, man. We are trying to get out of here. Actually, at this point, we're just trying to get run through the chat and see what you guys were talking about. But yeah, I didn't look at the chat for a little while, so pardon me. But what else we got going on here? The Knicks need to get rid of their bench coaches. They need to start from scratch. Keep Barrett and Reddish.
Reddish, Reddish thing. I like Reddish. I think Reddish needs some space. I think they need to give him a position. That's what I'm saying. They got too many players in there. He wasn't getting minutes. I think he needs some time.
See, but that was the issue. We were running Fournier in there so much that the coach liked Quentin Grimes. So he was going to continue to play Grimes. And when we traded for Cam Reddish, it's not like we were just going to give him Grimes' minutes.
Right.
So he had to find a way to put Reddish in there. And unless Reddish flourishes as a 4 or a backup 4, then there's no real place for Reddish unless we get rid of Fournier. Because if you get rid of Fournier, then you can run Reddish at the 2 or 3 at the starter, or you can run him
get rid of Fournier.
What's the appeal with Reddish? I don't get it. I don't see what's special about him.
I think he has young and he has some upside. I just think he hasn't had the chance. I think he got injured with the squad he was with, so he wasn't seeing minutes. And then I think he got tried. I think something went wrong with the coach or something like that, so he wasn't getting time. Then he came here and we had like 6 guards.
I think the thing with Reddish, I like Reddish because he can shoot. He can create for himself off the dribble. He can get into passing lanes, fast breaks. He can contribute to those. The problem with Reddish has always been his focus and not really getting his emotions tied into everything. I think when we first got him, I heard that he had already gotten into it with a coach. I don't know if it was the coach's fault or if it was his fault or whatever. But I'm sure it's frustrating when you believe you're better than certain guys and you're not getting minutes. But coaches are only going to do that to guys that aren't giving their all. Like every time, ever since I've heard of the game of basketball, and I'm only 34 years old, every time there's been a player who didn't really get the playing time that he wanted, it was probably because he wasn't putting in the work he should have been putting in. And I think that's the position that Reddish is in. And if he has to come off the bench, then, come off the bench and prove that you can be a starter. I think he has starter potential. I think he really does. He can score, he can shoot. And there's a lot of things he does. He can be a two-way player, but he just has to consistently grind. And coach is he's only going to play the guys that prove it in practice. He's not going to just give it to anybody because they're wanting or think they deserve the minutes. What you got?
We got to see how it plays out.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see. I think Cam Reddish is a good player. Jose says he has game and athleticism. I don't know, man. I also think it's a coach thing. That's personally, I do think it's a coaching thing.
Yeah, look at the last comment there. Joe Long.
He says, I don't think our head coach is as good as his reputation.
I don't think so either. We talked about that for a minute.
Of course not. That's been the issue, for a long time. I think with us, especially here, especially with the moment we got him, I think the question was, well, all right, what is his offense going to look like? And, we know we're going to be a better defensive team, which we were in his first season. And then last year we weren't. And then we just didn't play offense well either. So it's kind of like, what are we doing? But I don't know, man.
I want him to go on vacation for like 2 weeks and then let Johnny Bryan take over just to see what it would look like.
Because sometimes I honestly feel like the young team that we're building, we're going to need a player coach, a young player coach. And I think that's exactly what Johnny Bryan is.
We need a coach. Yeah, we need a coach like how the Celtics kind of coach.
Exactly.
Like this old school.
Exactly.
This guy. I don't like it.
You don't really like Tibbs that much, huh?
I haven't. When we had him that first year, there was like some things we were looking at, and it was just like I felt like that was the coach's fault. And then this year, just solidified it, like because we saw it the next year. Mm-hmm. And last year we saw when he was taking the ball out of Kemba's hand and putting it in Julius Randle. Like I get that should start playing, but his job is not to handle the ball at the top. Bro. I just think it's like ridiculous.
Yeah,
this boy got bungees. This kid could play.
Man, I like Tibbs. I just feel like he needs to listen to his coaching team, because like I feel like they're telling him stuff, and I just feel like he ignores it. And
yeah,
I think it would do him some justice if he just listened.
Yeah, I think that's and I put this up here so that we can really look at just before we get out of there, get a good look at Cam Reddish and what he can do on the court and a lot of the things that he does well.
When I'm watching, like, I don't think he could play without the ball though.
Well, he can be a spot up shooter,
because I see him waiting in the corner. Like, I'm not impressed by that. I want to see movement. Like, oftentimes, like,
yeah, he dunks.
Yeah, he definitely does, and that's the athleticism that they were talking about. But I got to see you move it out the ball. Like, you can't just be about yourself,
right?
Like, if nothing's happening, move around and then make stuff happen.
Yeah,
and you can make stuff happen without the ball. So I mean,
yeah, great one-on-one player. It's learning how to play off ball that makes you valuable in this game, because that means that you can play on multiple teams. And I also think a lot of what Cam Reddish deals with when it comes to just trying to be a scorer so much is him trying to prove himself. Mm-hmm. I don't think he's had the opportunity he thinks he deserves, so he doesn't pass as much, or he might just look to show what he can do in every single situation, because he hasn't been given the opportunity to know he's going to get consistent minutes anywhere he's been so far. But I think he has a lot to his game. Like, he can step back shot. He can shoot from the mid range off the pull up. He can shoot off the pull up from three. He's got range. He can get to the basket. He literally has the entire package. But I don't know. He just has to get minutes, man. He just has to get minutes. Coach is not going to give him minutes, and he's not going to be able to show what he can actually do. There's just a lot of factors to this guy's game where you got to get him minutes, and until guys ahead of him show that they're worth, more time than he is, then I don't really see how you can continue to not get him minutes. I don't know, but that's just me. That's just my personal opinion on Cam Reddish. I think he's good. He's not a sure thing. Like I said, I still feel that RJ is the only guy on this team that he's going to be good going forward and a starter on any team in the league. I can't say that about any other guy on this roster outside of Julius Randle, unfortunately. So until that changes, all of these guys can be included in trades. Cam Reddish, if another team is enamored with what they think Cam Reddish can be, this might be the best time to trade Cam Reddish, because they might not all right, well, I think Cam Reddish can actually be really good. I think he can really, turn into, someone that could be good. Well, all right, well, take him. Go ahead.
Exactly.
Take him off my hands. You know what I mean? Because I think, maybe you have the time to put him in there and for him to figure it out.
Because we sure don't.
Because we sure don't. We definitely don't. But yeah, man, just to get the last ones out here in the chat, he said it's hard to find unselfish players anymore, especially when huge contracts are at stake. Absolutely. And then he says, love RJ. Wow, he is talented. For sure. RJ, you guys know RJ is probably my favorite player on this team, but he's got a lot to prove. He's got to show me more. But eventually, I think he'll get the opportunity to do so. You guys got any last words, though?
I'm looking forward to this trade season.
To free agency.
Yeah. I really want to see what the office does. I'm not happy right now, but like, it's not over yet, so I want to see what happens.
Yeah. Same here. I want to see. I want to be able to trust these guys. They can make moves with the picks that they've picked up and doing all kinds of moves. And I don't know who's going to want to come here. I'm looking at the free agent list. There's nobody I want there. It says June 30th is the official start of. No, actually, 2022. I thought it said June 30th. 2022 free agency. I believe it is. It's not telling me the date. It's usually in July, but I don't know why it says June 30th just now. 2020. Yeah. Okay. Yes. June 30th at 6 p.m.
Maybe the deadline sometime.
You said the deadline?
Yeah.
That's Thursday. Yeah, it's Thursday. Yeah, it's Thursday. Thursday at 6 p.m. is when it starts. Okay. So we're gonna have ourselves an action-packed week, looking for a lot of stories and news and all kinds of everything, whatever the hell comes up. We'll see what happens. But that's what we got.
We're gonna get John Wall. That's what they're gonna use him as a point guard, man.
You know, that's something else that can happen. That's something else that can happen, and we really need to be prepared for a John Wall, Westbrook kind of move. You know, to clear cap space, and it's not because we want them; it's because they have their expiring deals, and they're easier to trade come the trade deadline. And if that means we have to that's what we have to do to get rid of Julius Randle.
Yo, son, here, hit this. You look like you need to hit this right here. Hit that. There you go. Hey, that's you, son. Hey, Cat, that's you, Cat. Hey.
Yeah, man, that's what they need to do on free agency night. That's what they need to do in that office and figure something out. But
would that be the worst if we got John Wall for a season?
Nah, no.
I just feel like it doesn't push us forward any. It just,
I think it does.
Kills another year.
I think John Wall is more valuable than any of the guys that teams are looking to get rid of.
Mm-hmm. He is, but as far as long term championship level type stuff,
no,
it's not there.
No, I think whatever that move is, if there's a John Wall Westbrook move there, it's really just for cap space eventually once you make a trade, or maybe just being involved in some trade talks around trade deadline, and that might get us something that we could really do something with. But I don't think either of those guys or anything like that would be a long-term move.
But if we did the Zion move, the Garden would be rocking.
The Garden would definitely be rocking if we did the Zion move.
The whole league be rocking. We'd be selling out everywhere.
It's gotten quiet on that front, but we really need to continue to look out for that.
I want to see that. That would be dope. And then I would love to see who the point guard is then for that.
I think whoever the point guard will be for Zion, we'll know before we get Zion. So that'll be the closest move to what we get now. So we'll see. But that's all we got here. Thank you guys for tuning into the Garden Mix podcast. Check us a podcast out on where all your streaming platforms under Guard Up Knicks. And tell a friend to tell a friend, man. Hit us with a like. That's how we can get paid. That's it. Just pay us with a like. That's all it takes. No nothing monetary. Just hit a little like real quick for us. And subscribe and tell a friend, man. Y'all have a good one. All right. Peace.